Good afternoon. Would you like to try a free sample of our double fudge brownie?
Oh, sure. That's very good. I'll just take one more, just to be sure. Yep, still very good.
Some things never change, like never being able to take just one free sample. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Is that macadamia nut I taste? Let me take one more.
Sir,
Yeah, I thought so.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Welcome back to the Grave Consequences podcast. I am Caleb B, and that's where you can follow me on Twitter. There's an appearance by Greg's dog. You can follow Greg at xmaserati. He will tell you how to spell that one out. Today we're reviewing episode 23 of Lucha Underground. The working title is Fire in the Cosmos, but Greg has a better title.
Yeah, we're going to name this one Never Take a Shit in a Temple.
Absolutely. And you will find out exactly why. So the very first thing we encounter on this show is Aerostar on top of a roof. And they picked out some great spots for vignettes this week. They really did. Aerostar's on a roof. Dario Cueto comes to talk to him. And Aerostar's just looking off into space. And I wonder why that would be. But Dario basically just came out to taunt him. Basically, and told him, like, hey, you know, if you see a shooting star, make a wish, but be careful. Everything in my temple has a price. That was a damn good quote. And also some great foreshadowing.
I mean, eventually they all have to realize that we know as the audience, all the wrestlers haven't been there every week, but by the second season, every wrestler should know, like, okay, what's he offering me? What's the monkey paw here? You know, 'cause there's always a cost.
Yeah, it's like, did you see Wonder Woman 1984?
No, I haven't seen it because I haven't heard a single person give it a good review, and I like the first one, so I'm like hesitant to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were super brave, and they did go after Donald Trump in it. So, and that doesn't happen in movies. So, but all kidding aside, it is like a genie situation and like a monkey paw situation where people will make these wishes, but in the process, they'll lose something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why you wouldn't. Well, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't critique it. I've listened to various reviews, and it doesn't sound like it's. I was worried the first time I saw the trailer, bro. When I first saw the first trailer and Steve Trevor was back, I was like, well, that really undercuts the sacrifice he made in the first movie, like, because that was a really big part of the movie, was what changed Diana. Was like, okay, someone will sacrifice everything to do the right thing. You know, mankind isn't without hope. But then I saw the trailer and he's back. I'm like, okay, why? Like, that's stupid. But
yeah,
I don't know. I told you the last DC show I watched that was good was Superman Red Sun. It's a animated movie, but it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard their animated movies are pretty good. And I've also heard Doom Patrol pretty good. But one thing I have noticed here at the Lucha Underground Temple is when they do these tapings, they're just bringing in one band. Because Sergio Arrua, he's been here at least 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, so you think this might be how, like, Son of Havoc and all them had all that fanfares that they've recorded multiple shows with the same band. Okay, that makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah. So the very first match of the night. Oh, by the way, Vampiro, he was amped up. Not as per usual, like he wasn't as high up as he has been before, but still pretty amped up, you know?
He's been pretty amped up for the shows, and it's good. It's good energy to start the show out with. And when he's excited about the show as opposed to himself, that means it's probably a really good show.
Yes, absolutely. So the first match of the night is the final qualifier in the Trios Tag Team Title Tournament. We have got the whole ass cowboy machines of Tejano, Cage, and King Cuerno against I didn't really come up with a good nickname for him, so I'm just going to call him Team Puma because he's clearly the leader. We've got Prince Puma, Hernandez, and Johnny Mundo.
Can we call them Team Same Pants? Because Vampiro said that he said that Hernandez and Johnny Mundo were wearing the same pants, and it's even though it's not true, I want to call them, the Pants Boys. Let's call them the Pants Boys.
Yes, the Pants Boys. That's the actually Los Pantalones Chicos. That'll be their team name.
There we go. Even better.
Oh man, you gotta love when I bust out the Spanish. Been learning for 3 years now, and I can read it. That's it.
That's pretty good, man. Because I've been trying to learn Japanese, and I fell off for like a week or so since New Year's. I got to get back on that.
Yeah, I've just been doing Duolingo like a pour for quite a while.
I can recommend something that'll help you speak it after the show. Well,
Nice.
I'll say it now. It's Pimsleur. It's what I've been using, and I might download something for the written part, but Pimsleur is real. Like I can. Right now, I'm really bad, but I used to be able to say pretty good phrases. So I'll let you move on.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, I noticed when the whole ass cowboy machines came out that Cage and Cuerno especially, he always is. He was, calm. He had a reason to be there. He was just focused on getting to the ring. Cage, more of the same. He might have moved his arms around a little. Tejano, knowing he's definitely the third wheel of the group and definitely the third most talented in the group, to get himself over, to get himself noticed, he bites the bull rope.
Dude, in this match, like Tejano was like, I liked him. Like his attitude, his personality. It's just when he's one-on-one, he turns into like a Mr. Anderson or Jeff Jarrett with his fighting style. And it's just boring. But in a tag match, he's great because he doesn't have to like slow the pace down. He's going to go in there and do his hot spots, or high spots, excuse me. I don't even remember what they were, but he's great in tag teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So I loved when the Technicos were coming out. Vampiro, of course, had to shit on Conan once again. So, Conan would love that limelight of them winning the trios titles without doing anything, as usual.
I just don't understand, I hate this whole beef between Vampiro and Conan, because I think at this point, we know they don't hate each other anymore. It's just stupid. It doesn't, as we said before, it doesn't go anywhere. I think and I've been thinking about this since we talked about it with how critical we were of Conan. I think he's supposed to be stirring fire or stirring the coals about hey, is Puma being used? It's just because I think maybe because we know Vampiro and Conan's history that maybe we get caught up in the rest of it. But I think that's what they're trying to do. It just doesn't land.
Yeah, maybe so. The only thing I have against this is that, again, it's definitely not going to go anywhere. Conan can barely walk. He'll use a cane. That's it. So it's kind of like when, take you back to 2002, like when Vince McMahon and Ric Flair had a feud.
That's right. They never really had a match, did
just
they?
Like who cares? I mean, they had McMahon and Flair. They had a match at the O2 Royal Rumble, yeah.
Okay, but like you said, who cares?
Exactly, yeah. Flair's in his 50s, and would go on to wrestle for 6 more years after that. But Flair's in his 50s. Vince McMahon, I think he's a little older at the time. Who cares, man?
Yeah, I think it would have been better if they had actually anything happen between Puma and Conan. I think the most is that we're going to see that happens between them that causes friction is what we see later in the match. And it doesn't even involve Conan.
Yes. So the first thing I noticed in this match, and I feel like it had to piss you off, was Hernandez is in there dominating, of all people, King Cuerno.
You know what? I probably would have had a problem with it, but I wrote down in my notes, I was actually blown away because we were going hard on Hernandez the last recording.
Yes.
But seeing him in here, and it's been a while since I've seen him, I was reminded of his work in TNA with Homicide, and I was like, man, this guy was over back then. Like I don't know what happened, but he should have. I remember they tried to push him as a singles, but they blew it. Hernandez should have been bigger than he got, probably.
Yeah.
Because he's over.
Yeah. He is over. He's just not good.
He's good at what he could do. He has his moves. He has his 5 moves of doom, basically. But I wasn't too upset about him dominating Cuerno because he's new. This is his first match, so he has to make an impact. And this whole match was about the baby faces, Hernandez and Mundo and even Puma, just showing how damn good they are. With the heels occasionally coming out with a great counter to be like a brick wall to stop their momentum.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was just chuckling to myself thinking about Los Pantalones Chicos.
As you should.
Oh, by the way, Stryker pointed out, because the camera cut to him, a gentleman wearing a suit and sunglasses indoors and holding a drink. Probably, I don't know, was it tequila, I'm guessing? I don't know. Is that racist of me to guess he's drinking tequila on a lucha show?
Well, he's not Mexican or Spanish, so I don't think so.
That's fair. Do we want to give his name out, or do we want to let the show do that? Because I am content to let the show do that.
I think they did say, but I don't.
They didn't say his name on this week anyway.
Oh, they didn't. Okay, then.
No.
I think we can keep going.
Yeah, let's keep the kayfabe. Don't worry, guys. Don't get excited. He's not that good.
Yeah, that's why I don't care.
Yeah. I noticed at one point Cage was on offense and Stryker got all sing-songy and said, "The man called Cage."
Yeah, what the hell was that? Because I didn't take the notes.
I don't know. But like thinking about the lyrics of Man Called Sting, it's like that kind of fits him. He does this, he does that. He's big as a bull and quick as a cat.
Stryker he's been weird the last couple episodes. I don't know have you noticed that? Like he's just been kind of like weirder than Vampiro.
Yeah. And when he did this, he kind of got into the Royal Rumble 2011 territory. And that's not a compliment, by the way. Royal Rumble 2011 was his worst outing. And I think actually like his last big outing in WWE, for what it's worth.
I don't think I saw that. What was he doing in that? I didn't know he was an announcer in WWE.
He just got real marky, man. Like when Booker T came out, he's like, "It's a mark out moment. I'm marking out, bro." And then Diesel came out and he's like, "This is because the Royal Rumble, because you never know." Just all-time worst commentary, man.
Oh, man. I think he got in trouble on Twitter for that, too. I think people were like saying you shouldn't say terms like that if you're the announcer. And I say...
to be fair, I don't think you should.
Well, it's cringy, right?
Yeah.
And, either a mark is a derogatory term or it's just a term for a fan. And
yeah.
I've been thinking about that term because I've heard it a lot on a lot of different podcasts lately. And at this point, I'm kind of like from wrestlers. And I think it's kind of annoying because it's like, okay, well, they're your fans. They pay for the tickets. So like, do you want to keep using it like a derogatory term or do you want to just, Or
would you like to alienate your cash cow?
I do seriously. Like I've heard it. I've been listening to a lot to Keeping It 100 and not Conan and maybe Disco a lot. But
I was gonna say probably Disco. Yeah.
Disco, yeah, and it's like, and I agree with him on some things, very very little, but it's stupid. I hate when any kind of like if you start hating your audience, then stop making the product for them.
Exactly. Let's see. Cuerno pinned Puma. Okay, the finish came. And this match was good. I just didn't write a lot of spots down. But the finish came when Puma gets hit with a bull rope by Tejano. I almost said Texano, exposing my ignorance to the Spanish language that is still there. But anyway, bull rope to the head of Prince Puma. Cuerno hits the thrill of the hunt on the end of the seal, so almost on the seal. And King Cuerno gets the win. Yeah,
it was a dominant win though. Like it was crisp, it was clean. and he kind of needed that because he's been on the back of 2 losses, I think, maybe.
Yeah, lost to Mundo inside the cage and lost to Puma last week.
Yeah, this is him pinning the Lucha Underground champion. And even though there was some interference with the bull rope, it still means something to get that W. And him,
Exactly.
it's definitive. Puma, I think he's going to always look at the same level as he does, like how I've complained how he doesn't look like the best all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's just his lot on the show, unfortunately. He's still like the ace of the show, but he should be a little bit more, I don't know, I think he should be a little bit more dominant as the champion. But it was necessary because Cuerno's team does go on to the finals. And this is better than, say, like them getting a fluke win and getting to the finals. This makes it definitive, and it ties into the next match that we get right after.
Yeah. Sorry if anyone hears any loud noises or dogs barking. We don't take weeks off, and there's house construction going on. So if you hear anything from that, it's because I'm from my car, and I'm actually freezing my balls off. So that's how dedicated I am to the cause.
It's pretty toasty in my house right now.
Just had to throw that out there, didn't you?
Oh, it feels good.
Dario Cueto comes out after the match, congratulates the whole ass Cowboy Machines, but then immediately says, like, hey, we're having a 3-way dance. You guys pick a team member to represent you. And when we come back, he didn't say when we come back because they don't acknowledge commercial breaks in the show. But, pick your team member because we're having a 3-way.
Did he ever say, oh, my bad.
Sorry. You're good.
I was just going to say, like, I was confused because I didn't understand what the point of the 3-way was. Was it just him being a dick or was there something on the line?
There's nothing on the line. It's just, he said it's like a teaser for the finals next week.
Yeah, he's a dick because he did it right after their match. But
Exactly. Yes. That is a running theme, and we acknowledged it last week. Dario Cueto's a dick, like to the bitter end. He is a dick.
Yes, he is. I mean, the whole show. I mean, I guess we could call it that too. We could call it. Well, I think we already named one of them. Dario Cueto's a dick. I think I
last week. Yeah.
Damn, we could make so many episodes the same title. It could be Dario Cueto is a dick too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Should we do that, or do you want to save it?
No. I like never take a shit in the temple.
Okay.
So when we come back, turns out the whole ass Cowboy Machines, they picked Cage to represent them. Then out comes, and this kind of surprised me, but the representative of the team of Big Rick, the Mac, and Killshot, of all people, was the Mac. And I think this was okay. In kayfabe, it doesn't make sense because why wouldn't you pick Big Rick? But in reality, it's like, okay, well, the Mac is at least the second best worker, arguably the best worker on the team.
Well, Rick is the boss, so I think that's why he didn't go out.
Well, that's fair, but I mean, like, you got to expect, like, the whole ass Cowboy Machines, they've got 3 studs in there to begin with. Like, you should probably bring your A game, but whatever, it was their decision.
Well, Cage is already tired. He just had a match, and I think playing along with Rick and kayfabe, he probably gets a finder's fee and he probably gets a portion of Mac and Killshot's.
So you're saying he's a pimp then?
I would say he's more like the crooked promoter agent. I mean, kinda like Tito got rid of who's the guy in UFC? He got rid of the main guy, Dana White. Dana White used to represent. White. Yeah, he got rid of Dana White after a while, and he claimed he was crooked. I think that's. I wouldn't want to be on Rick's team. He'd probably take a portion of my winnings.
That's fair enough, but you said crooked agent / promoter, but it's like also kind of pimps. So, I mean, I think my point still stands.
I'm not refuting it. I was just trying to come over better because I don't want the idea of him putting Mac and Killshot out there on the streets to find some Johns. Trying to get away from that.
Okay, that's fair. So, Team Havoc, they pick Son of Havoc. So we've got a solid lineup here, man. Brian Cage, Willie Mack, Matt Cross. Awesome, dude.
it's a good match. I mean, it's a great match. This show had so far all the matches are good. Like this match was going into kind of set the expectations of what you, if you're a mark, like you're completely, you completely buy into everything. This match is telling you who's the favorite to win the actual match. And I won't spoil the ending right now, but the ending kind of is preparing you a little bit for that final match for a surprise. Hopefully that's not
absolutely.
Is that too much spoiler? We can edit that out, but
I don't know. I think we should be fine.
all right.
But this match was again. I don't think I wrote down the finish. That's all I wrote down. But I know this match was amazing. But I would like to note, okay, whoever the guy is with the drink in his hand, whatever his name is, sit down. Like when these guys are wrestling, sit down. You're being weird.
Yeah, he's not the best in the audience. It's almost like he feels like he should be in the action.
Yeah. It's almost like he feels like he should be a part of the show.
Almost.
Which he will be later. Again, we can leave that in because don't get your hopes up. You will be underwhelmed.
Yeah, he doesn't stay past the first season. He doesn't
do anything of note in the first season either.
If anything, I'd say he's there to take an L for somebody else.
Yes, exactly. I would agree.
He does a good job of it.
Yeah, I suppose. So one thing I would like to note about Willie Mack, and this isn't me body shaming, like I'm a heavy set fellow myself, so I, of all people, I'm not going to body shame, but you're also in a cosmetic business, I guess. But like Willie Mack, like, do you remember, you probably didn't watch baseball in the early 2010s. Do you remember Prince Fielder?
No, I didn't.
Big old heavy set guy. Actually a second generation MLB athlete, but big guy. Willie Mack in build looks like Prince Fielder, but in reality, he moves a lot closer to Rey Mysterio. It's really impressive just how athletic Willie Mack is at his size as well.
Willie Mack is incredible. I mean, I usually don't have a problem with that as long because I like Mankind. Mick Foley was the first guy to get me in the wrestling, and it was mainly because he looked so different than the actual wrestlers. I was like, who is this guy in a dress suit or a dress shirt? With a Hannibal Lecter mask, and he's not really in the best shape, but he can. I don't have a problem with it as long as you're not doing something to accentuate the things that aren't great about your body.
Exactly.
I won't get too much into that, but I think you wouldn't mind too much if Mac was in a what's it called, a singlet, kind of like
singlet, yeah,
like what RVD wears.
Yes, yeah.
I think like Ishii, he wears like a big waistband around his waist.
Yeah.
He probably has a gut, but he hides it. You don't need to see it. But I don't have a problem with it. But I think Willie Mack would probably look better in a singlet. I remember Kevin Owens before he started wearing the shorts and the tank top or the t-shirt. Cornette made him wear a singlet, and I remember he didn't like it, but at the time he was being pushed as Mr. Wrestling, and he could do all these things. He didn't look bad in the singlet. I don't think if he went to that again, I don't think it would hurt him at one piece or one bit. I think you can do things that make yourself look better if you have any kind of body issues. But I think you would agree.
Yes, I would agree. Oh, by the way, Stryker shouted out Dick to Go during the show.
It's at least the second time he's done that. So every time there's a senton, he does it.
Yeah. Gotta love that old Dick to Go.
I'll edit that out.
I leave it in. It's by the way, I know it's Togo. I'm just being stupid. Please tell me you wrote down some spots here because all I have is the finish. Oh, no, I also have Son of Havoc doing a dive to the outside, getting caught by Cage, who does a stalling suplex, which was amazing.
Yeah, I've stopped writing down the spots because I want people to go back and watch these matches, unless it's something that's super amazing.
Hmm.
And I also forgot to write some of the matches down. I was watching this late Saturday, thinking we were recording Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, shit, I got to go to bed soon. So let me hurry up and watch this. And I took a few notes that I felt were the most important. But I mean, this is an incredible match. The previous match.
Today is nonstop. And suddenly, your checking account is overdrawn. But what if we gave you more time on that one? At Huntington, if you accidentally overdraw your account by $50 or less, we've put a $50 safety zone in place, so you won't be charged an overdraft fee. It's one more way we're looking out for you, so you can have time for what matters most. Huntington, welcome. $50 safety zone does not apply to returned items. Your account will be automatically closed if it remains negative for 60 days. Learn more at huntington.com/safety zone.
Which was an incredible trios match. You should go back and watch it. The spots were great. This is amazing. Did you already give the finish?
I was about to.
I'll let you go ahead and I'll add to that.
Okay, so Brian Cage hit Weapon X on Son of Havoc near the seal. So that's 2 almost finishes directly on the seal. That gets him the win, and that's the match.
And this is showing you who took the L. And this is Cage after already fighting a match. So this is telling you that Cage's team are the definitive favorites going into this fight.
Absolutely. Like, you think about it, like Team Havoc, like, yeah, they got a win over, Phoenix being stuck in the middle of a best of 5. Big Rick's team, they got a win over a team in a similar situation with Pentagon and his partners. So, like, team whole ass cowboy machines. Damn it, that's a wordy title. I never should have named them that to begin with.
That was great.
They got a win over a team that by all means was rolling on all cylinders, and they not only did they get that win, Cage immediately won a 3-way right after against 2 fresh opponents. So like all the momentum is in the favor of the whole ass cowboy machines.
And in the match they were against were like the aces, Johnny Mundo, Prince Puma, and Hernandez. I don't know if Hernandez is an ace necessarily. He's good. He carried his weight.
He's ace adjacent.
Yeah, that's a good term for that. I think that's perfect. But like they just beat like the top guys in Lucha Underground, and they weren't fresh for the next match. So they're just hammering it home that these dudes should be winning, and they probably should.
Yeah, absolutely. The very next thing, we see Drago in the bathroom, and that's what we alluded to. Don't take a shit in the temple. Because God knows what Drago was doing before Dario Cueto got there. And Dario is basically there to psych out Drago. Like, again, Dario Cueto's a dick, running theme.
Yeah, and each time he talks to him about mythological things. He talks to Aerostar. He's like, yeah, the dragon, he's from hell. And he's going to bring that to you. And Aerostar's up at the top of the building looking at the stars at night in space. And where's he find Drago? In the bathroom, probably the most evilest, dirtiest, darkest places in the Lucha Underground. Now, I guess that's hell.
That's hell adjacent. That's the closest they could come. Jesus Christ. Next up, we've got Melissa Santos in the ring with Pentagon Jr. And Pentagon, as Stryker points out, he doesn't have a match, but he's there for whatever reason. Pentagon whispers something in Melissa's ear and says that his next sacrifice is a dedication to his master. Melissa goes to leave the ring, and Pentagon grabs her, and he tries to break her arm, and he's about to when, at first Vampiro stands up, but as Vampiro is standing up, Sexy Star comes out to make the save, and Sexy Star runs off the Pentagon Jr., and this is sowing seeds that are going to be reaped later on in the season. They're already, building towards this with 16 more episodes to go after this one.
Pentagon is the dark ace of Lucha Underground, and they make an entire storyline revolving around him. It's not in the main title picture, but it's a blood feud that's very important, and it's very entertaining. And
absolutely. And I may be going out on a limb, but this storyline you're referring to that takes place entirely in season 1,
Hmm.
in my opinion, is the best storyline the show ever did.
I disagree just because there's one other one, and I'll tell you off
Okay.
the air uh, that I liked just better, but I wouldn't argue with anybody. Like if you said this is the best, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah. So it's gotten to the point where like Pentagon is he's gonna break women's arms now. Like he doesn't care. Like he'll even break announcers' arms at this point. He's starting to wear even on Vampiro's nerves. So Vampiro was like, I kind of like the guy.
Well, that's because Vampiro is full of shit, and he's always like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
love darkness. I like evil vampire cults." But how dare you put your hands on a woman? It's like that's evil, right, bro? So that's
Oh
why that's
man.
my problem with Vampiro as a character is he doesn't make any sense. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
a good guy, but you like evil and darkness? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That don't add up.
So let me ask you remember the episode of It's Always Sunny where Dennis and Mac move into the suburbs?
Yes.
Okay. So Matt Stryker says, up next we've got a main event, and the winner receives one of Dario Cueto's famous unique opportunities. It reminded me of Mac talking about his famous mac and cheese. Because Dennis is always like, yeah, I'll tell you where they are famous, in my stomach.
What was the punchline to that? The mac and cheese was just normal. It was just whatever.
Yeah, there was nothing special about it whatsoever.
Yeah, I think, and that's all they ate.
Yeah, that's all they ate.
That's good. These
Oh,
unique opportunities. Phew. I'm trying to remember one that was good.
okay. Look, it's okay to like, yes, they get better, but like, especially when a prop gets involved later on in the show. But at this point, there's only been one other unique opportunity so far. That's it.
That one wasn't good? I don't remember. What was it?
I think that was just the $10,000 in the briefcase, or 100,000, whatever.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I guess that was good. I guess I'm speaking out of turn.
That's all good. But I mean, like that, like, is it really all that unique to be like, hey, $100,000 if you impress me? Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think this is the first. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but this will be the first really unique opportunity, I believe.
Absolutely, absolutely. So main event time, the best of 5, the final match in the series, tied 2-2. Drago versus Aerostar. Drago wore that badass cartoon mask again, and I love it. Once again, hell yeah.
And I noticed it this time.
Yeah. Oh, also, Dario Cueto dropped his most fierce ring the bell. Love that. Love that.
This was a good match too. It was they really brought the intensity in this match. They had Arrow doing all the high flying, and they had Drago just doing some like pretty power moves, like some pretty big slams, some vicious strikes.
Yeah, it didn't Aerostar do a table bump too?
He did. I think he. Oh, dude, that he dives. He does the plank splash. He does the plank splash, a springboard off of the ropes, and the table's on the outside on the floor, and he misses a little bit. It's almost like a Matt Hardy where he overshot it. And if you did you see it? Like he landed like head first almost.
Oh,
because his hands are by his like hips, like an idiot. It's just a suicida, like perfectly. I couldn't help but laugh because he just hit the ground face first, and he just laid there for a second. I was like, "Oh man, I'm an asshole." But why did you land that way?
Oh man. Why did you fall?
Dude, you put your hands out. Like I love the plank splash, but you are not in the ring.
Yeah. Be safe. Be safe. Shit like that is why Darby Allin won't be able to walk past 45. But whatever. That might upset some people.
Well, he's a stunt man, so you're probably like, even if people want to get upset about you about the wrestling, he does stunts outside of that. So probably even sooner than that, he'll have trouble living without pain.
And that's the thing. I like Darby Allin. I do. But man, just these bumps, dude.
Yeah, but he's a stunt guy though, so he's just even if he wasn't doing wrestling, he's gonna destroy himself.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Oh, by the way, Drago, I'm just gonna go right to the finish if you don't mind.
Sure.
Drago wins with the tail of dragon, the most epic tail of the dragon he's hit yet to date.
Yeah, it's because he files it up right after Aerostar does a bunch of roll up pins. Because near the end, Aerostar's trying to get the quick win, trying to roll him up, and I think he does a few different roll up variations, and that's when Drago does his own, and Drago has his own. It's a good pin. He like hooks the leg from back.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. That tail of the dragon when he hits it like that, there's hardly anything better.
It would be hard to kick out of it, and it was a defended. It wasn't like he stole it.
Yeah, no.
If it was, they both went after each other with the table spot, with the slams that Drago was doing, and Aerostar hit 2 plank splashes, I believe, and he couldn't get the pin. Drago found it within himself to kick out of that, so they had Drago overcome in this match. And I think that's what the whole story was about. Like, an Aerostar doesn't take it doesn't hurt him because he's already put away Drago with the plank splash. So this was just kind of the final match where Drago overcome.
Yeah. And the aftermath, it reminded me of the Zayn and Neville match from TakeOver Our Evolution, because even though these guys have been killing each other over the past 6 weeks, by the end of it, they were just, Aerostar was happy for Drago, man. Like, they've developed a respect for sure. And that's it's beautiful.
There's a respect, and I think there's even in UFC, like after guys hate each other and they have their match, I think because all the pressure's gone, there's a relief for a lot of people. Like, and that's kind of, you respect each other. Absolutely. You had a great fight. You feel proud of yourself. You went in there with a fighter, but you're also kind of happy that it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's just like Tyson, like before Tyson fights, he would threaten to kill you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd just be your buddy by the time the fight was over.
Yeah, I knew a guy when I was at my gym 10 years ago, maybe. He said, you know how they bump fists before they fight?
Mm-hmm.
He said, and before this guy told me this, I thought anyone that didn't do that was a dick. He told me, he's like, I don't like doing that because that's something you do when you spar. Because it's like, okay, let's go in there, have a good fight. He's like, but when I'm in there in a fight, I want to kill you. And the moment I start doing stuff like that, it takes me out of that mindset. He's like, it's not that I don't like the person. It's like, I'm there to fight them. I'm not there to be their friend. And he wasn't even a guy that talks shit or anything like that. He was just like, look, like I need to keep my mind state. So the fights like that, when they get intense, like it doesn't necessarily mean you really hate somebody. You need to be in that mindset. You need to be a killer.
Yeah, absolutely. So this episode will drop on the 4th of February, I believe.
Yes.
Because the last one you edited was on the 28th. So we're recording this on the 18th. But folks, I do want to, before we go into the ratings, Greg, you're actually going to appear on the February 10th episode of Eddie and Caleb's HeroCast. We're reviewing Blade, which we're going to review that later on today. But I'm excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be on because I didn't take a lot of. The funny thing is I put Blade on and I was like, okay, I don't have to take a lot of notes. I want to enjoy the movie, and I was like, I also don't want to overanalyze it because I want to enjoy it. There were some things I was like, okay, that didn't really age perfectly, but as far as the story goes, like it's kind of it has payoffs for everything it introduces, and everything it introduces has a purpose. So it was, as far as the story goes, pretty good.
Yeah. And I would say, like, and it may be divisive, may be controversial to say, like, I thought Steven Dorff is one of the better villains we've reviewed so far.
Dude, Steven Dorff in Blade is because he's a villain and he's good. Like, you're not supposed, he's cool, but you're not really supposed to like him because of what he does. But
Mhm.
Stephen Dorff is, considering it's a superhero movie, and this is before the Marvel
Yes.
Cinematic Universe, before they got like Matt Damon's
Mhm.
rumored to be in Thor 4.
Yeah.
This is before Marvel movies were considered okay for actors to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. This was after Batman and Robin. So like the superhero boom has gone bust. X-Men hasn't come out yet. Like there is hardly any hope whatsoever. Blade is a spot of hope for sure.
Blade was there probably wouldn't be a Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm not even overhyping it. Blade is a very important movie for Marvel because you said I didn't know it was before X-Men. That's even more important.
Mhm.
Because superhero movies before that, like studios would change so much
Yeah.
about them before they came out. So they normally were turds.
Yeah.
So except for like ones that everyone wants to remember, but it's a very important movie. That's all I'll say
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, forgot to mention we buried the lead. That was my fault. Dario Cueto came out after the match, after he saw all the, the hugging and respect and everything. Probably just so pissed because, like, oh, these guys are happy. What the hell? Blah, blah, blah. Probably thought Aerostar was showing weakness and probably hates Aerostar, especially now. But he didn't say any of that. That's just me interpreting. But Dario Cueto did come out to announce the unique opportunity that Drago was getting. And this unique opportunity, the biggest opportunity that he can offer, at least so far, a title shot at Prince Puma for the Lucha Underground Championship. Didn't say when that would happen, but he did add that these always come at a cost, and the cost here is if you lose, you must leave the temple forever.
Dude, the writing in Lucha Underground, like, there's a lot of tension and drama in this one match, and he just announced it. Like, I guess people may think that we're overhyping Lucha Underground, but this writing is really good.
It is, yeah.
This is a lot on the line. The last time I can remember this being done was Cody versus Jericho, where he said, like, if I lose, I'm not going to challenge for the title anymore. And he didn't have to leave the company. This is a guy has to leave the company. And it's for a title match. He did earn it too. That's the thing, is he earned this match. He earned this opportunity. It wasn't just something where Vince Russo came out and said, "Hey, we're going to do, something on a pole match." It's just not. It's not out of the blue. This had planning.
Yeah.
Like, how many weeks have they been having these matches? These best of 5. Probably like a month, right?
Yeah. Well, no, at least because it's 5 matches, so at least 5 weeks. But that's been spread out over because they took a couple weeks off, so I think 6 or 7.
Yeah, dude, like this is a well thought out story. The payoff adds even more drama because it's adding another conflict of, can Drago do it? Drago can't be Puma, can he? And if he can't, then he has to leave. So or if he does win, that means Puma has to lose the title. Would that really happen? There's a lot of, this is a great plot point. Even if you don't care about Drago, this is
No, I absolutely agree.
I wish there was more of this in wrestling. Like, I can't think of any promotion that has something that's going on right now. The most buzz is, Kenny Omega going, on Impact with a New Japan logo shirt with the club, and, the Bucks getting super kicked by Phoenix and Penta. Like, and this is all stuff I like currently, but it's not the same.
No, it's not. And damn it, I will say it until I'm blue in the face. AEW, push Pentagon and push Phoenix as singles acts. Come on, make it happen.
Or push them as tags, because like they're whooping everyone's ass. Like, they could be tag champions, or even introduce a trios title with Pac. Because I don't know if you're watching AEW, but their stuff with Eddie Kingston, between Eddie Kingston and Butcher and a Blade and the Death Triangle, it's really good. Like, everything I'm talking about, I'm not putting down AEW for this stuff. This is all the stuff I love. Like, the stuff I'm seeing with Kenny's making everyone talk, because it's all this cross promotional stuff that was never there before. Now the idea of New Japan coming into AEW is even higher, or at least it seems that way. And I love the stuff of Penta and Phoenix versus the Blade and Eddie. But you're right. Like, these guys could be the aces and they're really, even Angelico and Jack Evans, like, you know, we've seen their stuff in Lucha Underground. I think AEW might need another show, and I hate this.
Yes.
I dread saying that because anytime a show gets more time, you know, that's you could turn into a Raw situation where it's not always a good 3 hours. But I don't know what or maybe they need to restructure Dark or something. But they really need to, you know, do something with some of the other guys.
Yeah, I would agree. But enough about that. What the hell did the Outlaw Mud Show? Enough about the Outlaw Mud Show. Let's give our letter grade for the week. And Greg, I'm gonna be a good little co-host, and I'm gonna let you start us off.
I'm gonna give it an A.
An A? That's pretty good. I think you're going a little high. I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah, I gotta give it an A because of all the story elements it's adding, all the tension, all the drama, all the payoffs that we are going to get. This is a show I would show to someone to get them interested in Lucha Underground.
See, yeah, this isn't one that I would show them. I would probably show them next week's show.
You could do that.
No, actually, I would definitely show them next week's show.
You could do that. I would use this one and lead into the next show.
That's fair. So folks, I think we're going to get out of here though. Greg, we've got a bevy of great shows on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. Among them, we've got All Things Elite with Floyd and I think Austin. Damn it. Floyd's definitely there. No disrespect to his co-host. None whatsoever. Great Match Generator. One Nation Radio. Keeping It Strong Style. Ricky and Clive. I hate to sound biased, but besides us, probably my favorite. Love you, Ricky. Greg, help me out here. I feel like I'm missing someone.
Did you already say Kiss?
Yeah, Keeping It Strong Style. Oh, Grown Men Watch This Shit. Best name. Even better than ours somehow.
8-Bit Suplex.
Yes, 8-Bit. Oh, Josh would have wrung my neck if I forgot about them.
I zoned out a little bit, so I don't know who else you mentioned. Did you say what's? Oh man, memory bad.
Yep, CTE, brother.
Oh my, I might. No, what's James and
One Nation Radio.
Yes.
I said that earlier.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
I was blanking out.
Jesus Christ. Believe it or not, we do love this network.
Yeah, I just don't have memory.
Yeah, no, and I played a little bit of football in high school, so I might have developed CTE. I don't know.
Well, dementia definitely runs in my family, unfortunately.
Ooh,
but,
yikes, fam. Couldn't be me.
I'm trying to think I feel like we missed somebody, though. You said Great Match Generator. Grown Men Watch This. See, the funny thing is, Heel Josh number one made fun of us for pre-recording it. He's like, "Why don't you guys just go through it each show?" And I was like,
"This is why we don't."
Well, we'll keep doing this way because it's one.
Yeah.
Two.
It's fucking great, dude.
We might re-record it again. But this is fine. We got them all. We nailed them all. We nailed all the shows. I think. I can't think of you said Ricky and Clive, so that's. Of course,
I said Ricky and Clive. I'd never forget about them. Unlike Clive, who would forget about me because he's a dick.
There we go.
Yep, that's right. Oh hell, I got to do the fucking catchphrase thing.
We even forgot that. Jesus, we're not. This is too early for us.
Yeah, this is this is Grave Consequences in the morning. It's like 9:30 over here. Yeah, it's 9:30 over here. Okay, folks, believe it or not, sometimes people would say you should do a show in the morning, but those people would be wrong. And sometimes when you're wrong, all you have to suffer are grave consequences.
This year has reminded us of the importance of saving for the unexpected. And as a bank, our job is to make that a little easier for everyone. That's why at Huntington, we're so proud to introduce Money Scout. It analyzes your checking account to find money that's not being used and moves it to your savings automatically. It's that simple, so you can always be saving, even now. Learn more and enroll at huntington.com/moneyscout. Huntington. Welcome. Money Scout is subject to eligibility, terms and conditions, and other account agreements. Member FDIC.